Sherry Reggiani is the practice administrator for David Reggiani, DDS PC. She is also a former dental assistant, hygienist, pilot, and flight instructor. Mrs. Reggiani obtained her associates in dental hygiene from Old Dominion University in 1974 and her bachelor's of general studies from Oakland University in 1976. A motivational speaker to groups across the United States and a private consultant to dental and medical professionals, Mrs. Reggiani has recently been awarded the recognition in Cambridge's Who's Who. Mrs. Reggiani resides in a small town near Detroit and Flint, Michigan, with her husband David, who is a founding member of the IAOT. She's going to speak today on how to run the proper dental practice, terrific practice, or tough economy. Help me welcome Sherry Reggiani.
And if you thought you were going to sleep during this hour, you're in the wrong place. This is a very different world today. Oh, first, I will read the HED disclaimer. I do not have any financial interest of a product in my talk or with any companies offering grant monies for this continuing dental and medical education program. I will also tell you on your way out, I do have some handouts, so a lot of what we're talking about, if I say it's really important, it's in there, as well as some other information. So, terrific practice, tough economy. Raise your hand if you have a terrific practice. Raise your hand if you notice a difference in the economy. Yeah. Okie dokie. What we're going to do is I'm going to start with a little 3.5-minute video. If I can get this back up again. We'll do this the easy way. I read a lot of things in business. Dentistry is a B word. It is a business. Don't have to worry about the sound. Watch the video. Oh, wait a minute. Why are we not up? Okay, we may go without this for just a moment. The video is not playing. You know what? We'll save that for the end. It's okay. Let's just go on with the PowerPoint. It's okay. All right. Let's talk about what's different today than a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Anybody in an area of more than 8% unemployment? 9% unemployment, 10%. You heard Oksana, I live in a small town between Detroit, Michigan and Flint, Michigan. Detroit averages 20% unemployment, Flint is over 30% unemployment. By the way, we are solo practitioners still doing 1.5 million, thank God. But there's a lot of reason behind that. It's not just luck, because luck, as you may know, is the day that all the practice planning and all that hard work meets opportunity, and you can make it happen, even if your dental coverage is reduced or stagnant. Most dental insurance carriers are still paying $1,000 a year max benefit. 20 years ago, $700 a year, $1,000 a year could mean full mouth reconstruction. It's not like that anymore. Ever hear this from your patient? Yeah, we do all the time. So it's also tough to keep a full schedule, and it's even tougher to get payment at time of service. Why do we let that happen? So let's start with the basics. Lots of dentists in the phone book, lots of dentists on the internet. Why would they come and see you? Not only what makes them come back, why would they refer their friends? What kind of an impression did they make? Think about the last time you went out to dinner. Was it an, oh my gosh, terrific experience, have to tell your friends you have got to go to this new restaurant down the street, or was it an, oh my gosh, I will never go there again? When you walked in the door, did you look to see if there was some type of certification that they do sterilize their dishes afterwards? Did you look to see what type of uniform their staff members were wearing? Did you assume that their food was healthy, safe, fresh? Or did you have to see that in writing? Why do we spend so much time on the things that don't matter? I can tell you there's a great little restaurant half a mile from my house. It's a little deli. We go there all the time. They are pricier than everybody else, but you know what? It's a mom and pop store, and they are the nicest, kindest, sweetest, best people ever, and they support local events in our community. I will also tell you, never go to the Omni restaurant in Detroit, where we ordered a bottle of wine, didn't come for a very long time, and was sitting on a stanchion. She didn't even open it. Not only did she not get 2 bottles of wine out of our table of 8, we were celebrating our 30th anniversary, but I was really disappointed in the whole rest of the experience. Perception becomes reality. Your reality may be, I sterilize everything, I have the latest and greatest, I know all the technology, I have learned a boatload of stuff, but your patient doesn't care. Your patient's reality is based on matters outside of that. Of course, the economy matters, but just remember, even during the Great Depression, which we are not that far off of, health care was affected less than any other business. And even during the Great Depression, when nationwide we had 20% unemployment, 80% were still employed. There will always be upturns, downturns, but if you don't take care of the patient, someone else will. Some things never change. Oh yeah, patients still do need dental care, whether they're working, employed, unemployed, partially employed. Consumers still want choices. How many of you are dentists in the room? Consider yourself above average?
Yeah.
That should have been a resounding yes. How many of you are dental staff? Consider your dentist an above average provider?
Yes.
A little louder, but okay. 3 steps. Every single patient chooses you. It's not random. Think about your mouth. Think about their mouth, not as teeth, not as tissue. If you're standing on one end of the football field, you know the only recognizable feature is on a human body? Their smile. When someone communicates, they're using their mouth to talk. I talk a lot with my hands, but if I shut my mouth, you really couldn't tell what I'm saying, even though I'm married to an Italian. Your mouth communicates thought, process, education, sincerity, anger. It's out of these lips and what's in my mouth. Also, the first most important sex organ. You kiss. A parent to a child. A lover to the person most important to them. And you take a nutrient. The thing that keeps you alive. That is more critically important, believe me, than a woman getting a breast exam or a man getting a PSA. That's a part of your body, but you get into my mouth, you're invading the 3 most critical areas, which is my very core of being. They have chosen you to be in this portion of their body. They made an initial contact. They may have seen an ad on TV, something in the phone book, something on the internet, but it made them pick up the phone and contact you. They liked what they heard because they made the appointment. Now they came in your door. Don't mess it up. They made 3 conscientious decisions to choose you. So it's not about you. Oops. It's about how you do your job. And we're going to talk that it's not just a job. Who made that first initial appointment? Probably the receptionist, the business staff, your front desk. Please don't call them girl. By the way, when somebody asks me, oh, how are the girls doing in your office? And girls, no, I actually only have one. She's my daughter. She doesn't work in the office. And if you tell me your front desk girl, I'll say, does your daughter work in your office? These are professional staff, your business staff. Who makes a second appointment? Is it the business staff? Is it chairside your dental assisting? Guess what, folks? It's both. And the next continuing care, again, do not think it's just the business staff, and do not think it's just the assistant or just the hygienist, because it's going to be all 3. Patient, doctor. You also have a referral source, and you have your clinical staff. Anywhere along the way, when someone says, oh my God, I would never go to the Omni restaurant in Detroit, someday you're going to be in Detroit, you're going to go, I am not going to the Omni restaurant. Don't remember why, but just remember I'm not going there. There is a rule of 200. You love something wonderfully well, you're going to tell 20 people. You really had a bad experience, you're going to tell 20 people. 20 people multiply, tell somebody else. You're going to hear of somebody going to Detroit, you're going to say, hey, don't go to the Omni restaurant in Detroit. I don't know why, just don't go there. Same thing. You're up in Clarkston, come to Brioni's. But that's how quickly rules spread. And we call it the Rule 200 because that's how many people are normally at a wedding. That's how that came about. The old days. We don't care. We don't have to. Who was in practice in the 80s? You could do no wrong. Your phone rang off the hook. If you were like us, you had a little notepad on the side. We could only see one new patient a day, 4 a week, 16 a month, because we could not treat all of their needs. There was a waiting list, weeks and weeks and weeks to get in. Not like that anymore. And things we think are humorous, our patients don't find so funny. It's a great day at Dr. Smith's office. Thank you for calling. Yeah, you just got it. Thank you for calling Dr. Reggiani's office. This is Sherry. How can I help you? It's my opportunity to welcome them into my world. You see, as an employee, I chose to work in my office as much as that patient chose to come to you. If you're a dental staff member, you had opportunity to be invited into other offices. If you're good enough, you may have been offered, in your economy being what it is, you may have been offered several choices. You chose to work where you work. How can I help you? It is my opportunity to serve you, the person on the phone. In fact, I'm going to make that person on the phone feel like they are the reason I got up this morning. It's that important. So let's convert those callers. Enthusiasm and empathy. Hi, it's a great day at Dr. Reggiani's office. This is Sherry. How can I help you? Is a whole lot different than doctor's office. And every now and then you will still get one of those if you call around. Empathy. My tooth is just killing me and I'm sorry I can't put it off any longer. Oh my gosh, that's too bad. Let's see what we can do to help you out. Know what to say and what not to say. You have heard a boatload of information and you will continue to over this conference. Please, staff, talk with your doctors. Please, doctors, talk with your staff. Script it out. What to say, what not to say. The patient on the phone who read an article about lupus, and I heard that there's something about those mercury amalgam things in my mouth, and I have lupus, and I need your doctor to make me better. And then go on about your procedure. But wait a minute, they're on the phone. I want to get rid of my lupus. I want to get better. Do not say, we will cure you. You say, let's bring you in, let's have doctor check it out. Let's see what we can do together. Don't commit. You never promise more than you can deliver, but you always deliver more than you promise. Know what to say, what works for your doctor, and what not to say. Do some role playing. If you're business staff, write down the typical questions that you give. If you're not business staff, take that home to your office and say, what are the basic questions people ask us? Insurance questions. So, how much is that going to cost? The reality is, you know basically. You do. New patient exam in our office is going to run approximately $200. If you have dental insurance, we'll maximize your benefits. If you can bring current diagnostic quality x-rays, we won't need to repeat that. Tell them. They're going to find out anyway. And if they want to know more, well, but my other dentist said I needed a crown. Well, you know what? Let's let doctor evaluate what's going on, and we'll take it from there. Answer the basic question without getting more involved. And again, sequence it, write the script, get those first questions that you want answered. You heard I'm a former pilot. Some of the equipment that I flew, I'd fly the same thing 10 times a week, 10 flights a week for 4 years. It's a checklist. There is always a piece of paper, and there is always this, that, next, next. You have to do that. And if you get off track, check them off as you're talking. Sue Smith, what's the best phone number to call you back at? You're writing some of this down. You will see by the end of your scheduled appointment, 2 things that you go, oh, just before we hang up, Ms. Smith, let me just offer, let me just ask, and you get to those last 2 items. Every single time, every single patient, even if that's your brother-in-law. Patient walks in the door. How do you represent your office? If you have not read this book, it's a cute little short, easy business book, great for everybody. Malcolm Gladwell wrote Blink. You can read it on the plane home. It's a 3-4 hour read. The basic premise is a first impression is a lasting impression. and takes seconds. 6 seconds. College study gave 10 minutes of a video to students to watch. This is your professor in action. What do you think your results will be at the end of this course? Almost 100% nailed it exactly. Repeated the study down to 6 minutes, down to 4 minutes. Microslicing down to 6 seconds. Almost, without exception. 6 seconds could tell what the end of that semester was going to be like 4 months later. Every single moment, every single patient, you are on stage. Read the book, put that one into practice. You will not get a second chance. And Doc, if you had a bad day and you were just arguing with your spouse, think of it like a dinner party. You know what? The guests arrive, we'll take that up later. And you come out as if that person in your chair is the reason why you got up that morning. So, dress for success, including your shoes. People laugh when I say that, but next time you're in a restaurant, just look at your waitress. Your wait staff have sloppy shoes. Good chance you're just going to want to take a second look at that fork on the table. Every little bit that you do to look like a professional will make you a professional. Ever wonder why airlines pilots wear uniforms? You put on a uniform, you stand a little straighter. It's true. Big question. Everybody close your eyes. Because I want everybody to see anybody else's answer. If you have amalgams in your mouth, even just one, raise your hand. Hands down. Open your eyes. I have never, not once, had an audience where no one raised their hand. Today is no different. Doctors, if your staff have amalgam in their mouth, how are they going to respond when the patient says, "So, Sue, did Dr. Smith take out your mercury amalgam fillings?" Well, not yet. So how long did you say you worked here? 4 years. So how important is it, doctor, for your staff to be as healthy as your patients if you are not treating their dental needs as well? Doctors, if you have amalgam in your mouth, I'm sure you have met a colleague or two who could take care of it for you. Appointment day. This is it. In the 80s, 70s, and 80s, we talked a lot about NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And it's the fastest way to show interest in somebody. Because if you don't watch their body language, this is what happens. Patient comes in for a treatment plan like this, which basically says, you better show me because I've been everywhere, done everything, and I'm not interested. Especially when there's a spouse involved. My wife's got all these problems, you just fix it. If you mirror that, that's crap. By the way, do you know what NLP is? It's body language. It's everything that you do. If you talk with your hands, if you talk with your feet, if you talk with your mouth, it's body language. It's the flipping of the hair, dental staff. If I'm in the office, I'm not doing this because my hair is back in a ponytail because I'm on stage and my patient deserves that. But if the patient has their arms folded, why not, in your consultation, you should be doing this, have their smile up as the very first thing. Everybody has an intraoral camera, right? They're inexpensive now. If you don't have one, you're going to put it on the list, see a vendor, and get one. There's their smile. They're sitting there with arms folded. Okay, Mr. Smith, as you look across at your smile, will you point to me the teeth that you like the look of? Will you point to me the teeth you don't like the look of? They cannot point with their fingers crossed into their arms. Now you have interaction. Why do you like that tooth? Why don't you like this one? You have conversation. Oh, now you have communication. At the end, and by the way, every state across the nation, and I'm sure Canada is the same way, doctor is a diagnostician. As a dental hygienist, I was a primary diagnostician, but my license was never on the line. It's always the doctor. So, at the end, there should be a treatment coordinator. Doctor has presented a case planning. Mrs. Smith, it's been a pleasure to meet you. I'm going to have Sue here go over the rest of the treatment with you and how we handle finances, and I'll look forward to seeing you again. Doctor excuses himself in the room. Treatment coordinator, who's been sitting there the whole 10 minutes, listening to the rest of it. Sue, can you explain to me in your own words what doctor meant? Well, he said something about a root canal, and there's an infection, and now, this is your opportunity. Just reiterate very nicely, that's right, doctor found out you have periodontal disease. You have several repairable teeth, some with new decay, and 2 missing teeth that should be replaced. I can take this off.
No, you're good.
Okay. What do you think would happen if you didn't do anything? This is in the handout. You don't have to write it down, but that's one of the most important questions you can ask somebody. Well, my teeth might fall out. I remember that gum disease thing. It probably will hurt. Okay. Get them to reiterate in their own words, what do you think would happen if you didn't do anything? And then what I say back to them is, well, the good news is you probably wouldn't die from it. You would be swallowing all those germs from the infection. But in reality, you have to know that they know they could do nothing. But they will also give you a lot of feedback. Well, yeah. So then you just reiterate with them what should be done. Notice I didn't say number 29 has this, number 2, number 6. But you should discuss the fees during your treatment plan presentation. And by the way, please don't itemize. Number 19 is really broken down the buccal. There is a class 5. I think we should do a crown, and doctor found this. We're going to do a core on that tooth. That's another $220. And the patient says, well, I don't want the core. This is not, would you like leather seats or cloth seats? This is a supporting structure. Number 19 is extensive. This back molar is extensively broken down. It's going to require quite a bit of work. But it's a good tooth. We can do this. No need to worry about a bridge or an implant. There you go. We're going to work with you to maximize your benefits. Why do we spend time on the minutia? Again, it's not, well, you have $43.10 coverage on this one. You have $279 on this one. The treatment plan is $3,000. They've got a $1,000 max. We're going to work with you to maximize your insurance. And by the way, 2 of these teeth, we're going to put them in provisional crowns so we can push them off into next year. You didn't get this way overnight. It's going to take a while to solve all these problems. So these 2 we're going to push off into next year to maximize your benefit. It's going to be about $3,000 this year. $1,000 will be covered by your insurance. Make it easy. Written treatment plan, define the payment expectations. And then, very, very important, is there anything in your schedule I should know about before we set up your next appointment? Anybody ask me that right now? My daughter's getting married in 9 weeks and 1 day. You better believe May 22nd is an important day. I'm not unique in all the world. Everybody's got a date on their calendar. Yep, this is coming up, that's coming up, that's coming up. Would you like to get this taken care of before the date? Because, oh my gosh, if the side of that tooth broke off the night before your wedding, that's going to be bad timing. Now it makes sense. Yeah, I better get that one done now. And would you prefer 3 or 5 appointments? We all know the patient who says, oh, I'm so afraid I just like to do 1 tooth at a time, just like 1 tooth at a time. Okay, we can do that, but let me just explain something you might want to think about. You're going to drive up here, you're going to take time off work, and we're going to numb that whole side of your mouth. You've got 3 teeth, and it's not going to take too much long to just get them all done at one time. Now, do we know it's better for occlusion to do all 3 at one time? Do we know it's better for the patient? It's also better for your bottom line, but it is kinder on the patient. Offer it to them. And if they've got 3 different quadrants, but they need perio work, you and I both know you can coordinate the hygiene appointment along with the operative. And by the way, that equals value, which is the new key buzzword for the new decade. McDonald's value meals. Dental value. Oh yeah. Stress in anybody's office? Every now and then? Let's see what we can do to reduce it. What causes stress? Anybody ever run behind? Once in a while? All the time? Chronically? Yeah. No shows and cancellations? Finances. Finances are the biggie. At the end of the month, I pay the bills in our office. I do no longer do anything chairside or clinical. Better believe that's important. So, payment plans are you have a poor result with your payment plan and your own personal finances, and we're getting to that with all of you in just a moment. running behind. It all has to be done by Friday, by the way. There are very few reasons why you run behind. It's either incomplete or improper scheduling. When I was a hygienist, I worked in one office where all kids were seen in 30 minutes, all adults in 45. Got 15 more minutes if they were a new patient. You know, that's great if you got a class 1 patient. You got somebody who hasn't been in 3, 4, 5 years, perio, stain. Constant interruptions. If the staff keeps coming to the doctor with the same question, doctors, drives you crazy. I wish she would just remember this. Write it down. Sue, when this situation comes up again, this is what I want you to say. Simple. A lot of this interruption can be stopped, eliminated by doctors writing up an effective treatment plan. Take 5 extra minutes at the end of the day. Okay, we're going to do this sequencing. It's done. After this visit, you're writing the chart next visit. Patient calls up, I know I have to come back again. No interruption. Phone calls. Unless your child is dripping spinal fluid, most dentists do not need to come to the phone. Now that's thinking. Stockbrokers do not need to talk to their office, to the dental office. Supply detail personnel do not need to talk to the dentist. You schedule those people. People walk into our office, even though we say no solicitation. I'm here from the phone company. I want to just update your system. No, you do not. You don't have an appointment. You don't get to see me. You don't get to see my staff either. You're a business. Work like a business. Internet, the biggest time waster and loss of focus than anything else. Doctors, shame on you if you're checking your email messages during the day. First thing in the morning, give yourself 10 minutes, done. Lunchtime, 10 minutes, done. Set a timer. Set a timer. Oh, and by the way, adding that extra emergency patient, very, very important. Patient calls on the phone, they're in pain. Have an emergency time. Slide them in today. Not if they say, well, I can't come in until afternoon because on Tuesdays I bowl in the morning, so I've got to leave in 5 minutes. Actually, I won't be done bowling until 12:30. Well, Mrs. Smith, we have emergency time saved every day, and I can't put you in the afternoon and sit you on somebody's lap. It really doesn't work out. Doctor can see you at 10 o'clock, and we will get you out of pain today. Put that in their head. We will get you out of pain today. However, if it's extensive and it requires something more than what doctor can do on our emergency time, doctor will let you know how long it will take, how much it will cost, and then you can make an informed decision as to what to do next. That respects your clinical staff who look at the schedule and go, what did you just put another patient in there for? It's an emergency. It's a palliative. It's 10 minutes. And there we go. No shows and cancellations. Does the patient hear the same message from everyone? Doctor comes into the room to do the exam. Mrs. Smith is concerned about bleaching. Her daughter's getting married in 9 weeks and 1 day. Yep, we can bleach those teeth. This is going to look beautiful for you. However, that lower left molar is broken on the side, and you've got it up. And doctor, you can see I have it up for you on the monitor. And Mrs. Smith and I have already discussed, and she understands that we cannot patch this anymore. She's going to need a crown here. Now, doctor should pay attention to this and reiterate. Repeat it back to the patient. Yes, we're going to do the crown. And the assistants can remind the patient as well. So when Mrs. Smith comes back to get her bleaching trays and says, oh, I'm just going to wait on that tooth. You know what Post-it notes were made for? And you can have Post-it pop-ups in your software as well. So that you remember, she's getting married, her daughter's getting married. We need to get this taken care of so you don't have a problem at the wedding. Or whatever else is going on. Prepare that need ahead of time. Get it ready. Get the digital x-rays, get the intraoral camera view, and put it up on screen, big as life, so your patient can see. And now remind them of their exclusive reservation. People don't like appointments. I have an appointment for a mammogram coming up. I have an appointment with my accountant coming up to do my taxes. But I've got a reservation at my dentist office. It's like a reservation for dinner. It's like a reservation with the airlines. A reservation is exclusively for me. I'm not one of a number in an appointment. I'm reserved. I have something special saved for me. Which, by the way, the exclusive reservation means in our office we don't double book you. You're not just one of the mill. We don't care if you show up. Oh yeah. You know, right there. They're not going to change the appointments. Revenue. Anybody here not know about block scheduling? Block scheduling? Okay. Block scheduling is knowing that every day you need a special time held for your most productive services. You may, as a provider, feel better about doing crown preps in the morning and endos in the afternoon, or vice versa. You can, with your dental software, block that out. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, the little note, block scheduling, and if you're on Dentrex or if you're on EagleSoft, make that phone call when you get home, and they'll tell you exactly how to do it. You have to have productive time and non-productive time in the same day. You're going to have a seat appointment. There's no revenue created, but you don't want one day of all seats. Do you work enough production hours, and how much of that do you actually collect? If you are in a PPO network, 93% is average. If you're a cash office, 97% is average. You will not collect 100%. That's really nice to think that you will. Doesn't happen. And how old are your outstanding balances? Beyond 60 days in my office, I get worried. My beyond 60 days has to be under 5%, or we've got a problem. We've either got a very slow pay insurance, or we've got somebody just not paying their portion. You have to watch that. So how do you figure what your production should be? Let's take an example here. Let's just say last year, look at 2009, and all of your office expenditures were $750,000. But you had $20,000 of credit card debt still out there outstanding, and you want to buy $30,000 worth of new equipment. Somehow, you have to be able to collect $800,000. Look at your calendar. If you're going to work 190 days, which is the average 4-day practice with 4 weeks off, you're going to need $42.10 in revenue. Add 10%, and now you need to produce $46.31 per day. Use your own numbers, plunk it in there, it's in the handout, and it's simple. And by the way, if you want referrals, you just ask. Why is it so hard for us? We talk about the movie we liked, we talked about the restaurant we didn't like, and we don't talk about what we do. These are also in there. How to say it to a new patient. Have a refer a patient program. People love goodies. There's a company that I work with all the time. It's called Smile and Move, and I'm going to hand out some of these little cards. They sent me a little enjoy this gift. It was a sticker that said enjoy this gift. I thought that was the coolest thing. They just gave me some cute little freebies. I got my little button on. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't a lot. But you know what? It was nifty. We give stuff away to kids. Why don't we give stuff away to adults? Same thing. Current patients. Did you know Dr. Smith's accepting new patients? Here's a couple of referral cards. I'd appreciate if you pass them on for me. If you use Patterson, if you use Shine, a lot of companies out there have referral cards. Use them. I know they're going to be hokey. We sat there for a long time in our office. We didn't like this design. We didn't like that. Finally, somebody said, let's order it, and we can always change it. So we ordered the first batch. They work. And write in your name where it says referred by. Track those patients. Send them goodies. Favorite one for me is Tickets at Work. They're cheap. They're vouchers for movies, and it's not just the older movies. It's all the first ones. Lottery tickets, if you believe in that, you can hand those out. Gift certificates, local restaurant, gifts, goods, and services from your own office. But it's fun to get something. Ask your vendors for help. Promotional items, prizes, co-sponsorship. If you're doing a health fair, call whoever you get your goodies from and say, can you provide something free? That'd be cute. Toothbrush, dental floss, whatever. Now, how did we get to that 190 days? You have to plan ahead. Sound business. You set a budget, which, by the way, if you are still using Yellow Pages, do you know who uses most Yellow Pages? Shout it out.
Lawyers.
Lawyers? Well, that's pretty good. The people who actually use the Yellow Pages that are delivered to your home are senior citizens. More and more of them, they're the biggest group to be on the internet, but they're the ones who still go back to the Yellow Pages. And by the way, if you read your disclaimer, they're really not responsible for errors. Look at alternative sources. 2% is a standard advertising budget. If you gross $1.2 million, that's $2,000 a month. What you count as advertising and marketing all goes into this pot. If you're doing a health fair and you're handing out promotional items, it's in the pot. If you do a newsletter, it's in that pot. Whatever you're doing to promote your business all goes into this 2%. If you're not spending that much 2%. You're missing out on return on investment. Do your friends know what you do? I love teeth. I wouldn't be doing this for 36, 37 years if I didn't. All of you are sitting here because you chose this profession. Make sure all your friends know. And by the way, watch what you put on Facebook. Today was such a horrible day at work. Dr. Smith is just so stupid. Patient couldn't get numb. What do you think your friends are going to see? You think they're going to want to come to your practice? Don't put that stuff up there. Don't be twittering away at work. We're running behind, can't meet you because we're running behind again. No, 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 no. And everything that's posted on YouTube is available for your patients to see. People Google everything, and they find YouTube, and they go, wow, I want to show you my nifty, neatest, new little favorite thing. You can get one of these too. Oh, sorry, should have had this out. This is a flip. Anybody ever see a flip camera before? This is private video sharing. You turn it on, you press the red button on one side, and you take a video on the other side. Press the red button and it stops. Oh, by the way, there is Zoom. Now, little USB goes right into my computer. I can download it automatically into YouTube. I can also use it for private video sharing. By the way, everybody here should have a website. Dr. Smith welcomes you to our office. Let me give you a little video tour. This actually holds 60 minutes, but in 3 minutes, you can give enough information about your office, plunk it in, private share, put the link onto your own website, and when people click in, you did it yourself. Little toy costs $129 at Best Buy. Now they are 2 hours long. Mine was just an hour long. Flip video. Nice, nice toy. And just remember, your patients are just like you. Looking for things I had just a minute ago. How much time do we spend with stupid stuff? Focus on what you need to do. Everybody knows their power hours. I'm a night person. Some people are morning people. Whatever the worst thing is that you have to do, if you have to post checks in your office and you hate it, get that done first. If you have to make the collection calls, get that done first. Get whatever that thing is done first before you check emails, before you do anything else. Personal stress, personal finance. Money is the #1 item. Difference between a want and a need. I really need those shoes. They're talking to me. They're cute as a button. No. If I had $1 an hour more, I could be so happy. No. You have to make those things happen. First, difference between a want and a need. You need food, clothing, shelter. You do not need that cute pair of shoes. You have to make your practice grow before you can get the raise. Do you have personal savings for 3 months? This is the new reality. Offices are laying off staff. Good friend of mine, bless you, went to have lunch with her the other day and she said, here's the problem, Sherry. I went to my dentist. He's in a large metropolitan area just north of Detroit. And there are 5 dentists in their office. They built this big palatial thing and usually there's a bunch of little girls running around there. But there's only the dentist now, and the one dentist was helping my dentist, and I kind of wanted to have a cavity just to give him something to do. Offices that are slow are laying people off. Staff, you are in control of your own destiny. Remember those 3 steps that we said? The patient made the initial contact, made the appointment, walked in your door. Give them the knock your socks off visit every time. Now, take care of you. If you haven't done this before, take an Excel spreadsheet or just on paper. Write down your utility bills every month, your rent every month, your charge card bill every month, your car payment every month, your insurance every month. At the end of the month, add it all up. At the end of the year, add it all up. Divide by 12. That's what it costs you to live. If your hours were cut, if your salary reduced, if your spouse or significant other lost their job, multiply that by 3. You need that in the bank. Man, woman, you all need that in the bank. And do it in a passbook savings. If you don't have direct deposit, talk to whoever your bank is. They can set that up for you. It's great. Small amount every month goes into passbook savings. If you don't remember the term, if you're not old enough to remember passbook savings, it's what happened before ATM. It would mean if I wanted those $120 really cute shoes, I would have to ask that store clerk to hold them for 2 or 3 hours. I would leave the store, I would get in my car, I would drive to the bank. When I got to the bank, I would take out that little piece of paper and I would fill out $120, which, by the way, at $10 a week was 12 weeks or 4 months worth of savings. I would walk up to the counter. I would wait until it was my turn. I would give them that slip of paper and they would give me 4 months of savings for a pair of shoes, which may or may not be so cute when I got them home and later looked at them and matched them up to my clothes. Learn the difference between a want and a need and save something every single week. Debt in America. These statistics, I've changed the numbers only slightly in the last few years. That's it. If you're age 40 and up, scary. Even dentists with 6-figure incomes may not have enough for retirement. Scary. Think your patients do that too? Yep. Think it would be really a nice thing for you to ask, is stretching out payments an important thing for you? They've got $2,000 to pay out of pocket. Offer care credit. There's no discount or anything for care credit if they pay it, or sorry, there's no interest on care credit if they pay it off with a set period of time. They can sign up for 24 months, they can sign up for 36 months if they have large cases. Yes, you will give up 6 to 9%, but you have your money on day one. They may have 3 months of treatment. They're happy, you're happy. You will get a raise when your office has a good, positive cash flow. Make yourself indispensable, doctor and staff. Show your patient that you are better because you are better. This is my scary slide. When you get back home, 4 columns on a piece of paper. What can we do better? Business, hygiene, assistants, and doctor. Don't do self-evaluation. Write down the other 3. We all live too close to the forest to see the trees. It's really scary, but once a year, my staff even tells me what I could do, what they think I could save time at, what I could do more efficiently, and what they wish I would do. Office manager gets all this together, presents it all. Not that Sue said, but this is the finding. This is what we all need to do. It's amazing because you have terrific ideas, but they're just out in space if you don't tell somebody about it. Make it happen. Start with a master plan. For this year, for next year. A lot of us start our fiscal years July 1st, whenever that is. Take out a calendar. Say, this is the academy meeting. I will be gone from the office. This is vacation. I will be gone from the office. This is American Equilibration Society. This is the golf tournament. Put those big things in first. The holidays, conferences, and seminars. Work enough production days. If you're taking too many days out, I know in my office if we don't work 12 production days in any given month, I just tell them, well, we won't make payroll. Gets everybody's attention. Reality is I have to work 12 production days a month. You should all know those numbers. Doctors, share it with your staff. If they don't know, they're a captain getting into a boat just going somewhere. We don't know, we're going that way. It's not Star Trek. You have to have a goal. Now reactivate your patients. A lot of people think you're still their dentist. Haven't been there in 2 or 3 years. Remind them fixing it small is faster and easier. Offer them something. This is my favorite new gadget. If you have Patterson, you can get this. Otherwise, it's Quantum Dental. It is a floss mirror. We send these out to patients. Dental floss on the back, mirror. Oh yes, our name and address. The new ones say, we love to see you smile, and have our name and phone number and website. And we send it to them. You know how hard it is not to make that call when you got something? Enjoy the gift. We haven't seen you in a while, but we miss you. Hard, hard not to respond. And when you say, we haven't seen you in a couple of years and we're really concerned, if they have totally forgotten about you, you're going to get the phone call. If they have gone somewhere else because their insurance changed at work, they're going to call you and you're going to know. We still send out our newsletters to them, though. And celebrate silly days. Write down holiday insights and brownie locks. I think it's on the 3rd page of your handout. This is fun. We celebrate have fun at work day. We do silly little things. We have little streamers hanging around. We have little wind catchers walking up the walkway. And our patients love to come in and have fun at work day. You know what else we do? We send a little basket to our referral sources, to those little staff. Have fun at work day. And the dentist who is covering our practice this weekend, we send one to him too. Caramel corn popcorn day. We say, you can have caramel corn, my gosh. Live in the real world. Brush and floss. And if something pops up, come on up and see them. I mean, they joke about, oh yeah, caramel corn. Yes, we do. Keeps us in business. No socks day. Have your dentist walk around with no socks. It is really a hoot. Last patient knocked his socks off. They kind of look at us strange. So what do I do? What do I suggest you do? I love this. You ever saw the movie Hitch? Begin it each day as if it were on purpose. Stuff will happen. Stuff will happen, economy will happen, good days will happen, bad days will happen. But when you wake up in the morning, just tell yourself, because your brain listens to your words more than it will mine or anybody else's, it's a great day. Today my goal is get my daughter's wedding invitations out. Give yourself something to do that day. How do you know if you had a great day if you don't know what you were going to do? Today my goal is to get 2 extra crown preps in. Which, by the way, we're a health office. I do drink caffeine. I'm down to 5 minutes and I'm almost done. When you go to bed at night, be done with that day. Stuff will happen. But at least remember, today I'm thankful for Mrs. Smith because today we succeeded in getting her husband in the office. He's got perio and he never came back. I love my staff. They actually explained it, and they got it. That's it. That's the key. Before you know it, you start feeling better. When you start feeling better and acting happier and looking happier, you attract more people. Oh, guess what? That means more patients in your practice. That means you're a little busier, less holes in the schedule. That means you're more productive. People attract people who want to be there. You can do this. The economy is cyclical, but you can control your own world. And these are some of my favorites. Difference between the impossible and the possible lies in your determination. By the way, you know what the difference between 211 and 212 degrees is? Hot water or steam. With steam, you can power a locomotive. You can drive across the country. 1 extra degree of difference. How many people stop at hot water? How many people will stay up an extra 5 minutes at night preparing for the next day? How many staff members will pull up that patient sheet? We call them planning sheets. It has all the information, but how many will look at it and say, oh look, Mrs. Smith's coming in, but Mr. Smith hasn't been in 6 months. And little Bobby Smith, we talked to him about ortho, Mrs. Smith still hasn't done anything. And write a note on that and stick it in the chart so that when they come in, you can go, hey, Mrs. Smith, forgot to ask you. Spend the extra 5 minutes, get the information you need, and then use it. You are an ethical business. We are committed to truthfulness and believe that honesty is our best policy. With absolute integrity, we strive for the trust and confidence that builds exceptional relationships. These resources are also listed on page 3 in your handout. So go out, have fun, and enjoy your profession. Thank you.